Shannon Ashford, Bryson Rose, Brian Morton, and Sam Freeman. 4 black students, 4 black experiences. Shannon Ashford is from Shaker Heights, Ohio, and she is one of only 130 black graduating seniors. I sat down with Shannon and her mother during Mom's Weekend. Looking back, Shannon says she was hesitant about attending OU.
Well, first of all, I didn't want to go here in the first place. This is why. I didn't want to go here because she went here and we went to the same high school, and everybody from my high school was going. So I really didn't want to go, but I don't know. I got a scholarship. Like, you know, they were giving the most money.
The lucrative minority scholarships, Templeton, Urban, King Chavez Parks, or OUIA, are offered to many prospective minority students. For sophomore Sam Freeman, the scholarships were also the deciding factor in his admissions decision.
Like, I come out of a household with, like, there's 6 children, and my sisters just went off to college when I was going to college. So my parents, and only one income's coming in the house, so a big thing for us was financial. But I really want to go to OU, and I was waiting for the Urban Scholar that I'm a part of now, which was going to pay for $14,000 in my schooling. And when I got the call to say that, do you still want the scholarship in June, I said yes, and that was like the final factor.
However, not all black students receive financial assistance from the university. Senior Bryson Rose did not receive a scholarship.
I was in a class where we were in a group, and we were talking about, it was like a race story thing or whatever on affirmative action, and the person was like, well, since you're a clear beneficiary of affirmative action, like, you should take that over. Like, I know you have a scholarship, don't you? And I was like, no, I don't have a scholarship.
Bryson will graduate in June owing more than $60,000 in student loan debt. But for him, the money was not the deciding factor. Although historically black colleges and universities were tempting choices, he chose OU for other reasons.
I wanted to be an African American Studies major, and OU has one of the best African American Studies programs in the nation. It's 30 years old, or 40 years old actually, excuse me. And so I came out here and visited when I was a senior in high school, and I really liked the place, so I chose OU.
So going back to your freshman year, did you like it then?
No, I didn't. All my friends went to historically black colleges in the South. I was comparing our experiences, like, socially. I just wasn't having a good time. It wasn't as fun as I thought it could be. So I really disliked it, and I really just stayed in my room a lot. But after a while, I got kind of used to it and started going out and making new friends and getting involved on campus. So.
But when I come here, what I first initially thought is that, oh my goodness, I'm going to be the only black down here. Like, there's not going to be any other blacks. It's going to be so racist, and I don't even know how I'm going to take it. So my guard was up when I first came down here. Then when I did get down here, and my first experience with African Americans was the Urban Scholarship, because they brought us down 2 weeks before school started. So I'm like, okay, I have a close knit of people who, okay, I can go into the beginning of the school year and be like, these are my friends. Okay, it's not racist. Not everyone's down here is racist. But then after that, I was also part of a program called Links, and with Links, you also did meet a lot more minority students, and I feel as though you formed a bond there.
Summer programs like Links help minority incoming freshmen get to know each other and solidify friendships before the year starts. And these friendships continue throughout their undergraduate years. In fact, most black students at OU only socialize with each other, even at events that are populated by students of all races like Palmerfest.
I honestly really think that it has a lot to do with just kind of how we're all recruited, you know, to be here. So I think people, you know, just get comfortable. They meet their friends at Links, have their little roommates, and, you know, it is what it is. But I definitely think, you know, it's a comfort level and a comfort zone for a lot of people. You know, when they get down here, it's like, you know, being with their family. Kind of, you know, you kind of are brought into the community, and it takes more, I think, to leave than to just stay.
A few students, like Brian Morton, a freshman from Twinsburg, choose to branch out beyond the black community.
It's more like not just like where I come from. I just look at it as a standpoint as in like just the world is just not all just black. The world is just not all white. It's just like a mixture of everything. So like why would you just come here and just like hang out with like people that are just like you, because you don't get the full like gist of like everything that's going on.
Many black students congregate between classes in the Multicultural Center, or MCC, which is located in the Baker University Center. Here, these students study, eat, have lively discussions, and grow closer as a community. Also on campus, there is a popular radio program geared toward a black audience. Airing every Saturday and Sunday night, the show plays current rap and R&B music, and the hosts talk about issues affecting the local black student community. The Black Greek community is something that many black students also choose to be a part of. The Black Greeks on campus put on programs, new member introduction shows, parties, and step shows. These groups have been in existence at OU since 1919, but most were chartered in the 60s. 6 of the 9 Black Greek lettered organizations are currently at OU.
Black Greek life is huge down here now. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like people sometimes just do it just because it's the cool thing to do. It seems like the cool thing to do. Being Black and Greek on this campus right now, like, is a lot. Like, sometimes I compare it to being like a celebrity on the cover of Us Weekly. You know what I mean? Like, we're always on display. We either put ourselves on display or, you know, just we are always on display. And that's what you sign up for, but it is a lot. There's always something going on, like, with the Greek.
For the black fraternities and sororities, like, they actually, I mean, it's like a lifetime connection, like, with, like, what you have. And that's, like, the one thing, like, I like about the frats or the sororities, like, especially amongst the black community, because, like, once you're in there, it's like you're supporting, like, that for, like, the rest of your life, and it's like you're actually doing things. So that's the one thing I actually, like, enjoy about it.
One universally noted unenjoyable aspect of the black experience is in the classroom. According to winter 2009 enrollment statistics, of nearly 16,000 undergraduates, only 800 are black, making this group the largest minority on campus, but still a very small group.
The first day of classes, you kind of see that in your classes, you're the only minority in some of your classes. Like, where's all those people from Links? Where's everybody at? And you just kind of, it was kind of a shock for me, a culture shock, because going from all blacks in my class to me being the only black in my class, it was a culture shock, and I just didn't know how to handle that. But I handled it in a way just making sure that I was going to stand out beside anybody else in the class.
The constant conflict of being a black male in a class full of typically white students, let alone white females, is that you constantly feel like you have to be the spokesperson. Even though you don't want to be pigeonholed into that representative of all black people, when there's an issue comes up and they ignore the experiences of people of color, you constantly feel like you have to chime in, and you have to have that black tax on your back, like, you know, I have to talk about this.
President McDavis is an alum and also the first black president at OU. The president makes an effort to establish and maintain relationships with black students by attending events such as Unity Fest, hosted by the Black Student Cultural Programming Board. And it is at events like these where a small community feels like a large one. McDavis acknowledges the small number of black students, but says that gains are being made and efforts to increase the minority population are paying off.
So as we increase the atmosphere and the community and make it feel more welcoming, I think that's what will attract more students. But I think in the main, that if we can keep getting a few more black students every year, that will attract other black students to come, because they're going to know this is a place, number one, that wants them, and number two, that is aggressively going after them. And we intend to do that.
The university uses different ways to go after black prospective students, and the athletic programs at Ohio University play a part. Some black students are involved in various team sports, including football, basketball, and the women's track team. Between sports, black student organizations, Black Greek life, and just being here, these students have found a way to turn an unfamiliar situation into a home away from home.